Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. It's been out for about a day, and already people are really glad with this game. It seems I'm really glad with this game. I'm really glad with this game too because like I started playing around like 2:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning because I was waiting for being able to play it on obviously midnight release, and I played up until about like 10 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had a friend over, so that kind of helped out a little bit, and it was it was a fun experience. It was a fun experience just being able to go into the old west again, like back in Red Dead Redemption 1, and this game is really just something else. I am completely blown away with how much Rockstar has gone into this game with the amount of work that they've done. You know, despite all the controversies that had come up over the course of the last couple weeks or so, and they did a phenomenal job. There are a couple of things that are a little off to me, mainly like the UI and like the way that the health and the energy with your stamina kind of is. I feel like some of the UI like changes from the first game to the second game are a little weird, and I feel like they could be changed with the future patch potentially if they really worked really hard on it. But it's fine. It's not like the biggest deal about it, and that's not like the biggest deal. Like it's not gonna stop me from playing the game. It's not gonna stop me from It's not gonna stop me from playing the game and enjoying it because I'm still enjoying it regardless. But another thing that actually kind of really confused me as well is the horse animations. The horse animations are really weird in my opinion. Some people will see it and they're probably going to be like, and you're probably listening to this now and you're probably like, oh, why do you care about horse animations? You're just going to be writing it from said place to said place. But go and look at the animations from the first Red Dead Redemption game and then look at them and compare it to Red Dead 2. And you're gonna see that the horse animations for when you're trotting, when you're on your horse and your horse is galloping like across like the trails and stuff. Your horse acts more horse-like. It gallops more horse-like in the first game. In the second game, I don't know. It just looks kind of weird. It looks kind of methodical and robotic in some ways. It just looks a little off to me, but if I can like get past that, it's whatever, because like the whole focus of everybody having like a said like one horse like at a time, and how you're supposed to grow a bond with your horse, I kind of like that. Some people might say that they won't like it, but I actually kind of like the whole like system where you can put your weapons on like your saddle, on your saddle of your horse, and it keeps your whole inventory from being cluttered, and I really like that. I really like how your whole inventory isn't going to be cluttered like how it is in Grand Theft Auto. Like in Grand Theft Auto, they have released so many weapons at this point that you have like 20 melee weapons, like 4 LMGs, like 4 or 5 fucking sniper rifles, and like 15 fucking pistols. And depending on the player who has the money in order to be able to get like a weapon locker so that they can get rid of most of those weapons, your whole inventory is going to be really cramped with weapons. And they made it more simplistic, and they made it to where you can actually put away some of your weapons, and I really like that. I really like how that's a feature, and I really like how you're able to do that. Another thing that I actually really like about this game as well is the shooting. I really enjoy the shooting. It was a little weird to get used to at first because I was so used to Grand Theft Auto, and even the first game was way different from this game. Like you didn't really have to focus on like first shot accuracy or even accuracy in general. You can kind of just spam the button. But now the way that shooting mechanics work in this game is you can shoot your gun, right? You can shoot your revolver, but then you have to pull the chamber back and then shoot again. And the way that you do it is by pressing the fire button again. So you're more enticed to be more precise with your accuracy and your gun skill more than just spraying out bullets. And I really like that compared to Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto Online, the problem with that is that if you get like a really one of the really like good guns in the game, you can kind of just like do rolls on the fucking ground and just dodge roll over and over and over again and just spray your fucking clip into someone's like chest. And I that gets old after a while, and that gets really annoying. But with this game, they really, reward you for being more accurate and more precise with, your gun skill. If you're spamming your fucking trigger just trying to get kills as quickly as possible, you're going to be severely punished for it. And I actually think that's one of the best features of the game. I feel like more people are going to be more enticed with having better accuracy instead of just spraying bullets all over the place. That's really fucking cool. What else? What else? The game. Visually, graphic wise, and just overall, it looks fucking fantastic. This game looks absolutely stunning. I'm playing on a PS4 Slim, and I don't remember if they said this was 30 frames or 60 frames. I don't think it's 60 frames, because if it was 60 frames, PS4 Slim wouldn't be able to get to 60 frames. Only the PS4 Pro. But this game, regardless of that, it looks absolutely fantastic. I booted up the game, I started up the story mission, and the beginning of the game starts with you in like the snowy and like kind of upper mountain areas, and even that looks beautiful on its own. And then you get into the less snowy areas and more like the kind of desert-ish kind of areas, and all those just look fucking fantastic. And if you get like on a higher, like above like vantage point, and you look out into the horizon, it's just absolutely stunning. At times you can almost make it look photorealistic. If you're playing on like the highest quality with the PS4 Pro or like the Xbox One X, and if it was 60 frames per second, oh my god, it would be photorealistic, I swear to god. I'm trying to think of something else. The story, for what it's worth for right now, I'm in chapter 2 and I'm about like 15 to 20% ish into like the whole completion of the game. And for what it's worth, the story is kind of okay. It's a little slow, it seems like, and I think a lot of people are gonna feel like it's kind of slow. But basically, the story is that you're playing as a character named Arthur Morgans, and this game takes place before the events of the first Red Dead Redemption. And you're Arthur Morgan, and you're part of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang, and Dutch was in the first game, and you had to kill him as John Marston. But Arthur Morgan is a part of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang, and the game takes place with you and the gang trying to escape Blackwater, because the old Red Dead 1 map is actually in the game. But you're trying to escape Blackwater because I think a heist was trying to ensue. You were trying to do like some heisting on like a boat or something. They reference it like every now and again, and the details about it are like all over the place. Not everybody remembers what happens. And the game starts with you and the gang trying to escape Blackwater, and afterwards, you end up, finding a place to shelter down, and you're sheltering down for a little bit, and then you have to go save John Marston, and that's where he actually gets the scars. He's stuck with like no horse, like a broken leg or something, and that's why he walks with a limp. He has the scars on his face, and he walks with a limp, and that's the reason why the game shows you why he has that, and why he has that in the first game, because it happened previously before in Red Dead 2. And then the game has you going after the O'Driscolls at a couple of points in the early parts of the game, and then now you have to leave like the snowy area and try to set up camp. And now this camp is set up, and now you have to try to put money into it, so that way it becomes more of like an ecosystem, and with all these people around it now, because there aren't like just like Dutch, Bill Williamson, John Marston, Javier Escuela, all these characters aren't just here like robbing banks and robbing trains and stuff like that. There are like actual like people who are doing their part for the gang, but for the most part they're just trying to survive with the help of the Vanderlyn gang, and that's basically it. So the game just continues on with you as Arthur Morgan, and you're doing missions, and you're trying to get money, and you're trying to support your gang, and that kind of just seems kind of it. So In terms of other types of gameplay with it as well, is you can go hunting and you have a bow and arrow, and with that it allows you to skin like dead carcasses of like deer and bear and stuff, and the animation for that is way way more than what I was anticipating. But you know, you can go hunting in the game, you can go fishing in the game. You set up camp wherever you want, and like let's say you skin a wolf, like you kill a wolf and then you skin it, and then you set up camp. You can set up camp so you can actually specifically eat like the wolf's like meat and stuff, and I really like that. And there's a lot more focus into like items that increase your health cores. They call it cores, like the little circle meters above the mini map. Whenever you get damage, whenever you sprint, whenever you're sprinting on your horse, stuff like that. There's more focus on that because that all of those kind of help with increasing your Deadeye as well. And so something happened with my Deadeye, like previously before. Uh, the way that Deadeye would work is that you can activate it, and if you just like aim around like a target, it'll like automatically just like do a little like hit marker kind of thing, I guess you could say. And for some reason that hasn't been doing that, and I don't know if that's because I'm using like a specific weapon that can't do that, or something's wrong and I have to go through to my settings and change that. But regardless, I'm trying to think of like something else to kind of wrap up the video with, and I just thought of something, and it's the world. The world itself is very alive, and it's very much aware. So there's kind of a karma system in this game, where if you do more good things, you know, the more good karma you're gonna get. The more bad things you do, the more bad karma you're gonna get. And I really like the system, and I really like how the world is, you know, built up to be, because I was running around on one of the trails trying to go do one of the missions, and I found a guy who was screaming out for help. So I went over to go help him, and what happened was that he was bit by a venomous snake, and he basically asked me to help him out. So I sucked out the venom from his leg, and he kind of just went off and did whatever, right? And I went on and did my mission. And then I went to one of the towns that was nearby from the camp that I have inside of the game. I went there and I was just strolling by, just doing whatever, and the guy like screams out and he calls out my name, and he's like, "Yo, I want to thank you for saving my life that one time when I got bit by the leg and you sucked out the venom. I want to buy you a free gun." And he bought me a free gun, and I was really surprised that the world is that interactive to where if you do more good things as Arthur Morgan, the more rewarded you're going to be for doing that. I really appreciate that Rockstar went into such, you know, length to make the world really active and really more self-aware of your actions as Arthur Morgan, as the main character, as seemingly the kind of anti-protagonist of the story, it seems like. But I really like that. I think that's one of the best features of the game, that the more you do good in the world, the more you're going to be rewarded for it. I think that's something that a lot of open world games should really include. Make your world more alive. Make like random NPCs and random events mean more in the long term. I think that's something that open world developers that were going to come out later in years, they need to focus on that. That's something you should definitely do. But overall, that's kind of just like my first impressions of the game. I am completely like mesmerized and astounded with how amazing this game already seems to be. If you haven't picked up the game because you know you're not ready to get the game yet, and you're still waiting for people's like first impressions and stuff to come out, get it for Christmas if you can, especially for because that's definitely like one of the best times to, you know, get new games is around Christmas. Get this game because it's going to be amazing. There's no online for this game, but I kind of want to anticipate that it's going to happen eventually, because I feel like there's going to be a demand for it, and I feel like they're already working on it. I'm not entirely sure, and I don't think this is going to be a single-player only game, because you know, Red Dead Redemption had online, and you know, the whole success with GTA Online is a thing, and with people playing this game now and probably not playing GTA all that much anymore, Rockstar is probably making an online mode for this game, and I'm really interested in what they're going to do with that. But whatever. That's kind of my first impressions of the game. I just wanted to talk about it really quick because I want to get back to the game as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.